Few women in history have been photographed as often as Queen Elizabeth II. Throughout her remarkable 70-year reign, she wore thousands of outfits, but only a select few gowns became true fashion legends. From glittering state banquets and royal tours to historic ceremonies watched by millions, these stunning creations showcase timeless elegance, impeccable craftsmanship, and the quiet confidence that defined Britain's longest reigning monarch. In today's countdown, we're looking at the 10 most beautiful gowns ever worn by Queen Elizabeth II. These unforgettable designs weren't chosen just for their beauty, they also marked some of the most important moments in royal history and continue to inspire fashion lovers around the world. Let's begin with number 10. Number 10. White Norman Hartnell gown for the state visit to Germany, 1965. Kicking off our countdown is Queen Elizabeth. News elegant white evening gown worn during her historic state visit to West Germany in 1965. The tour marked the first official visit by a British monarch to Germany after the Second World War, making it one of the most significant diplomatic events of her reign. Designed by legendary royal couturier Norman Hartnell, the gown featured luxurious white satin with delicate silver embroidery and shimmering crystal embellishments. The clean silhouette, fitted bodice, and graceful full skirt created a timeless look that perfectly balanced royal grandeur with understated sophistication. The Queen completed the ensemble with the magnificent Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, diamond jewelry, white evening gloves, and the blue sash of the Order of the Garter. Together, the pieces created one of the most elegant state banquet appearances of the 1960s. Fashion historians have often praised this gown for demonstrating Hartnell's ability to create regal designs without unnecessary extravagance. More than 60 years later, photographs from the visit remain among the most iconic images of Queen Elizabeth II's early reign, proving that true elegance never goes out of style. Number 9. Yellow Ian Thomas gown for the Silver Jubilee Tour, 1977. Taking the 9th spot is the vibrant yellow evening gown Queen Elizabeth II wore during celebrations, marking her Silver Jubilee in 1977. The year commemorated the 25th anniversary of her accession to the throne, with the Queen embarking on an extensive tour across the Commonwealth. Created by Ian Thomas, one of the Queen's favorite designers during the 1970s, the gown featured flowing silk fabric with a flattering A-line silhouette that moved beautifully as she greeted crowds and attended formal receptions. Its bright yellow shade was carefully chosen to ensure the Queen remained easily visible, even from great distances. The dress was complemented by sparkling diamond jewelry and one of her signature tiaras, creating a cheerful yet regal appearance that reflected the celebratory mood of the Jubilee year. The vibrant color also photographed exceptionally well, making it one of the standout looks of the Queen's anniversary celebrations. Today, the gown is remembered not only for its beauty, but also for symbolizing one of the happiest milestones of Elizabeth II's reign, a celebration that brought together millions across the Commonwealth. Number 8. Pink Norman Hartnell gown for the state banquet in Paris, 1957. At number 8 is the breathtaking pink evening gown Queen Elizabeth II wore during her state visit to France in 1957. Still a young monarch in her early 30s, the Queen captivated audiences with her effortless elegance during one of her earliest major diplomatic tours. Designed by Norman Hartnell, the gown featured layers of soft pink silk accented with delicate embroidery and shimmering crystal details that caught the light beautifully during evening receptions. The romantic color was a departure from the traditional whites often associated with royal evening wear, giving the Queen a youthful and graceful appearance. She paired the gown with dazzling diamond jewels and an exquisite tiara, creating a look that perfectly blended glamour with royal dignity. Contemporary newspapers praised her polished appearance, and photographs from the visit quickly circulated around the world. Even decades later, this beautiful pink creation remains one of Hartnell's finest designs for the Queen, showcasing his remarkable talent for combining femininity with regal sophistication. Number 7. Lavender Hardy Amy's gown for Royal Gala. Appearances coming in at number 7 is Queen Elizabeth II's elegant lavender evening gown designed by Hardy Amys, another of Britain's greatest fashion designers and one of the Queen's trusted couturiers for many years. The flowing lavender silk gown featured a refined neckline, delicate draping, and subtle embellishments that reflected Hardy Amy's signature philosophy of understated elegance. Unlike heavily embroidered royal gowns, this design relied on perfect tailoring and luxurious fabric to create its impact. The soft lavender shade complemented the Queen's complexion beautifully and became especially striking under the lights of formal evening events, paired with sparkling diamonds, white gloves, and one of her famous tiaras. The ensemble embodied classic royal glamour without appearing excessive. Fashion experts frequently point to this gown as an example of how Queen Elizabeth II embraced timeless style over passing trends. More than half a century later, its clean lines and graceful silhouette continue to feel effortlessly elegant. Number 6. White beaded Norman Hartnell gown. For state banquets and official portraits rounding. Out the first half of our countdown is another masterpiece by Norman Hartnell, a spectacular white beaded evening gown worn throughout the 1950s during several state banquets, official portraits, and prestigious royal occasions. Crafted from luxurious satin and covered with intricate hand-sewn beadwork and delicate embroidery, the gown shimmered beautifully under palace chandeliers and camera flashes. Hartnell's meticulous attention to detail transformed what appeared to be a simple white gown into a breathtaking work of wearable art. The Queen frequently paired the dress with some of the royal family's most treasured jewels, including magnificent diamond tiaras and necklaces that elevated the ensemble into one of the defining evening looks of her early reign. The white gown perfectly represented the glamorous image of the British monarchy during the post-war era, combining timeless elegance with extraordinary craftsmanship. It remains one of the finest examples of Norman Hartnell's lasting influence on royal fashion. Number 5. Emerald Green. Ian Thomas gown for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, 1983. Breaking into the top 5 is Queen Elizabeth II's striking emerald green evening gown, worn during the 1983 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. By the early 1980s, the Queen had perfected a style that balanced timeless elegance with bold color choices, and this gown became one of the finest examples of that approach. Designed by Ian Thomas, the gown featured luxurious emerald silk with a flowing skirt, long, elegant lines, and subtle embellishments that allowed the rich color to take center stage. The vibrant emerald shades stood out beautifully at evening receptions while maintaining the dignified appearance expected of a reigning monarch. The Queen completed the look with sparkling diamond jewelry and one of her signature tiaras, creating an ensemble that radiated sophistication without feeling overly extravagant. Photographs from the event remain among the most recognizable images of her formal wardrobe during the 1980s. Fashion historians often praise this gown for proving that bold color can be just as regal as classic white. Decades later, it continues to be remembered as one of Queen Elizabeth II's most elegant evening appearances. Number 4. Sapphire Blue, Ian Thomas. Gown for the White House State Banquet, 1991. Taking the number 4 spot is the unforgettable sapphire blue gown Queen Elizabeth II wore during the 1991 state visit to the United States, when President George H.W. Bush hosted a grand state banquet at the White House, created by Ian Thomas. The gown featured rich sapphire blue silk with graceful draping and an elegant full-length silhouette. The vivid color photographed beautifully against the White House's grand interiors, making the Queen the undeniable focal point of the evening. She paired the gown with the spectacular Grand Duchess Vladimir tiara, along with dazzling diamond jewelry that added brilliance without overshadowing the dress itself. Together, the ensemble perfectly captured the glamour of a traditional royal state banquet. Royal fashion experts frequently rank this appearance among Queen Elizabeth II's best diplomatic looks, praising the timeless design and sophisticated use of color. More than 30 years later, it remains one of her most celebrated international fashion moments. Number 3. Norman Hartnell Coronation Gown, 1953. Claiming the number 3 spot is one of the most historically significant dresses ever created, the coronation gown worn by Queen Elizabeth II on June 2, 1953. Inside Westminster Abbey, designed by Norman Hartnell. The ivory satin gown was nothing short of a masterpiece. It featured intricate embroidery using gold, silver, pearls, sequins, and colored silk threads, with floral emblems representing every nation of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth carefully stitched into the fabric. Every detail symbolized unity, service, and the beginning of a new era. Although much of the gown was covered by the ceremonial robes during the coronation itself, photographs taken before and after the ceremony revealed the extraordinary craftsmanship behind the design. Hartnell later described it as one of the greatest creations of his entire career. More than 70 years later, the coronation gown remains one of the most famous royal garments in history, a breathtaking combination of artistry, symbolism, and timeless elegance. Number 2. Queen Elizabeth II's wedding gown, 1947. At number 2 is the iconic wedding gown Queen Elizabeth II wore when she married Prince Philip on November 20, 1947. At Westminster Abbey, also designed by Norman Hartnell, the Ivory Duchess satin gown was inspired by Botticelli's famous painting Primavera. It featured exquisite floral embroidery with seed pearls and crystal embellishments, while the breathtaking 13-foot silk tulle train completed one of the most memorable bridal looks ever seen. The wedding took place just 2 years after the end of World War II, during a period of rationing in Britain. Like many brides of the era, Princess Elizabeth even used clothing ration coupons toward the fabric for her gown, making the dress a symbol of hope and renewal for a nation recovering from war. Paired with the Queen Mary fringe tiara and a bouquet of white orchids, the ensemble instantly became a royal fashion icon. Nearly 80 years later, it continues to inspire bridal designers around the world and remains one of the greatest wedding dresses in history. Number 1. Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee Gown, 2012. Taking the top spot is the magnificent white gown Queen Elizabeth II wore during celebrations marking her Diamond Jubilee in 2012, commemorating an extraordinary 60 years on the British throne. Designed by Angela Kelly, the Queen's longtime personal designer and close confidant. The elegant white gown featured delicate silver embroidery, shimmering crystal accents, and graceful tailoring that reflected the Queen's refined style in her later years. Rather than relying on dramatic fashion trends, the gown celebrated simplicity, dignity, and impeccable craftsmanship. She completed the look with the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, sparkling diamond jewelry, and the blue sash of the Order of the Garter, creating one of the most regal appearances of her reign. The ensemble perfectly reflected 6 decades of unwavering service while demonstrating that elegance has no age. The Diamond Jubilee celebrations were watched by millions across the globe, and photographs of the Queen in this stunning gown became defining images of her historic reign. Beautiful, timeless, and deeply symbolic, it stands as the ultimate expression of Queen Elizabeth II's enduring royal style. From fairy tale wedding gowns to dazzling state banquet masterpieces, Queen Elizabeth II's wardrobe showcased elegance, tradition, and impeccable craftsmanship for more than 7 decades. Each gown reflected not only the fashion of its era, but also the remarkable history of one of the world's most iconic monarchs. Which of these stunning gowns is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more royal fashion countdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.